Act 1 of The Gamester by Susanna Centlivre. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Dramatis Personae.
Sir Thomas Valere, father to Valere the Gamester. Read by BeeswaxcandleDorante.
Dorante, his brother, in love with Angelica. Read by Jenn BrodaYoung.
Young Valere, a gentleman much in love with Angelica. Read by Thomas Peter.
Mr. Lovewell in love with Lady Wealthy. Read by Scotty SmithMarquis
of Hazard, a supposed French Marquis. Read by
GiordanoHector, Valet to Valere. Read by Todd.
Mr. Galoon, a tailor. Read by Mapstone1st. Count Cogdie, a gamester. Read by Mapstone.
1st Gentleman, read by David Purdy.
2nd Gentleman, a gamester. Read by Larry Wilson.
Box Keeper, read by Inkell.
Lady Wealthy, a very vain, coquettish widow, very rich, sister to Angelica. Read by Sonia.
Angelica, in love with Valere. Read by valrothBetty.
Betty, woman to the Lady Wealthy. Read by Theresa
FisherFavourite, woman to Angelica. Read by Inkell.
Mrs. Security, one that lends money upon pawns. Read by WendyKatzHiller.
Mrs. Topknot, a milliner. Read by Agnes Robert Behr.
Footman, read by Redrun.
Another Footman, read by Mapstone.
Yet Another Footman, read by David Purdy.
Sharp, read by Christine Rutger.
First Rake, read by AllenO2nd.
Second Rake, read by Jim Locke.
Porter, read by Sean Day.
Stage Directions, read by Elijah Fisher.
The Prologue, written by N. Rowe, Esquire, spoken by Mr. Lovewell. If humble wives that drag the marriage chain with cursed dogged husbands may complain, if turned at large to starve as we by you, they may at least for alimony sue. No, we resolve to make the case our own, between the plaintiff stage and the defendant town. When first you took us from our father's house, and lovingly our interest did espouse, you kept us fine, caressed, and lodged us here, and honeymoon held out above 3 year. At length, for pleasures known to seldom last, frequent enjoyments palled your sprightly taste. And though at first you did not quite neglect, we found your love was dwindled to respect. Sometimes, indeed, as in your way it fell, you stopped and called to see if we were well. Now, quite estranged, this wretched place you shun, like bad wine, business, duels, or a dun. Have we for this increased Apollo's race, been often pregnant with your wit's embrace, and borne you many chopping babes of grace? Some ugly toads we had, and that's the curse. They were so like you that they fared the worse. For this tonight we are not much in pain. Look on't, and if you like it, entertain. If all the midwife says of it be true, there are some features, too, like some of you. For us, if you think fitting to forsake it, we mean to run away, and let the parish take it.
The Gamester, Act 1. The curtain draws up and discovers Hector in an elbow chair, just waking, yawning.
Oh, bless me.
'Tis broad daylight. Who the devil would serve a gamester? 'Tis a cursed life, this that I lead. Oh, my dear bed, how seldom do I visit thee! When shall I be lapped in the fold of thy embraces, and snore forth my thanks? I, that could enjoy thee 24 hours together, am grown a perfect stranger to thy charms. Oh, my precious master! Now, 10 to 1, will he come home with an empty pocket, and then will he be confoundedly out of humour. Then shan't I dare ask him for any dinner. Thus am I robbed of the 2 chiefest pleasures of my life, eating and sleeping.
Enter Mrs. Favourite.
Good morrow, Monsieur Hector. Where is your sweet master?
Asleep.
I must see him.
My master sees nobody when he's asleep.
I must speak with him.
Indeed, sweet Mrs. Favourite, but you cannot.
Pshaw! I tell you I must, and will speak with him.
With who, child?
With who? Why, with Valere.
Hark ye, would you speak with my master in propria persona, or with his picture?
Leave fooling, for I come not upon so merry a message as you imagine.
Why, then, to be serious, my master is not come in. He's a man of business, child, and neglects his ease to follow that.
Yes, yes, I guess the business. He is at shaking his elbows over a table, saying his prayers backwards, courting the dice like a mistress, and cursing when he is disappointed. Between you and I, Angelica knows his extravagance, and finding he breaks all the oaths he made against play, resolves to see him no more.
If he has lost his money, this news will break his heart.
Tell him that I say he's deceived more women than he's played games at hazard, and—
You say— Aye, I find Durante, my master's uncle, has given you a retaining fee. What should she do with that old fellow?
Oh, he's a lover ripe with discretion.
Aye, but women generally love green fruit best. Besides, my master's handsome.
He handsome? Behold his picture just as he'll appear this morning, with arms across, downcast eyes, no powder in his periwig, a steenkirk tucked in to hide the dirt, sword not untied, no gloves, and hands and face as dirty as a tinker. This is the very figure of your beautiful master.
The jade has hid it.
And pocket as empty as a capuchin's.
Hold, hold. This is spite, mere spite, and burning envy.
Aye, 'tis no matter for that. I'll take care he shan't deceive my mistress. For she that marries a gamester that plays upon the square, as the fool your master does, can expect nothing but an almshouse for a jointure. Once more I tell you that Durante has both reason and favourite at his side.
And we have love on our side, and love never fails to conquer reason. For your part, you are like the Swifts. Take any side for pay.
Is not Valere ashamed, the only son of such a family, to leave his father's house and sneak up and down in lodgings?
You're mistaken, Mrs. Favourite. He did not leave his father's house. But his father, who is as obstinate as the devil, and as ill-natured as a Dutchman, turned him out.
He was a dutiful child in the meantime. Well, you may take my word, he will have small welcome at our house. I shall let my lady know he is a-gaming. So sweet, Mr. Hector, adieu.
Exit.
Farewell, Mrs. Frippery. I am glad I know my master's enemy, however. Oh, here he comes.
Enter Valet in disorder.
Sirrah, what's o'clock?
It is? In troth, sir, I have been up so long, I have forgot.
Away! I am weary of your fooleries. My nightgown, quick, quick! The devil, the devil!
Ah, I find whereabout he is. He swears between his teeth.
So, hey, what, must I wait all day? My gown here!
Valerie still walks about, and Hector, still following him, with the gown.
'Tis ready, sir.
What a dog am I! I know I have no luck, yet can't forbear playing. Oh, fortune, fortune! But why do I exclaim against her? I'll be even with her, I warrant her. She has made me lose, but I defy her to make me pay, for the devil a souse am I.
Sir, sir, please to put on your gown, sir.
Get you to bed, you dog, and don't trouble me.
With all my heart, sir.
Exit. Valerie sits down in the armed chair.
I think I am sleepy. Death. 'Tis impossible to sleep.
Rises.
For I can no sooner shut my eyes, but methinks my evil genius flings Ham's ace before me. By Hector, sirrah! That rogue sleeps happy. Why, Hector!
Hector, from the bottom of the stage, unbuttoned.
Sir?
Sir, you sot, are you never tired with sleeping?
Tired? Why, sir, I hain't had time to unbutton my coat yet.
Was anybody here to ask for me?
Yes, sir. Here was your music master and your dancing master.
Aye, they want their quarterage, I suppose.
They'll call again, sir.
Then I'm not at home, sir.
Oh, I know that, sir. But, sir, here was a kind of a shabby-looked fellow. He said his name was Cogdie. He'll call again, too.
I know him not. None else?
Yes, sir. A back friend of yours. Sir, may I be so bold as to ask you one question? Do you love the charming Angelica?
Love her? I adore her.
Ah, that's an ill sign. Now do I know he has not a penny in his pocket. Ah, sir, your fob, like a barometer, shows the temper of your heart, as that does the weather.
Don't you imagine, whatever passion I have for play, that I have power to forget that amiable creature?
Ah, sir, but if that amiable creature should have banished you—
Impossible.
Talk not of impossibilities, good sir, for pert Mrs. Favourite has just gone, who, I find, hates you, and swears her lady has declared for your uncle. Ah, sir, what she says is not altogether false.
Shaking his head.
For notwithstanding you have sworn heartily to Angelica never to play again, you do throw away a merry main. Or, see, sir.
Cease your impertinence. I give you leave to jest upon my losses, but my mistress touches my heart, sirrah.
Hector, aside.
Ah, love's fever is always highest when the cash is at an ebb. But, sir, be not cast down. I have heard them say a new passion is the only thing to cure an old one. There's the charming widow of my Lord Wealthy, her sister, richer than Angelica. Ay, sir, had you but made your addresses there—
There! She is the only woman I would avoid. She's a coquette of the first rate, addresses all and cares for none. How did she tyrannize over my friend Lovewell before she married my lord, though? He is a gentleman without exception, and now she's playing the same game over again, for the good-natured fellow is in love still.
Truly, sir, I believe the French Marquis will carry it.
No, he has too much of her temper. Hark, who's there?
Done, I warrant.
I am not within, sirrah.
Oh, sir, your father.
Ah, that's worse. Now will he rail as heartily against gaming as the fanatics against plays.
Enter Sir Thomas Valere.
What are you up? This is not a gamester's hour. Or have you not been in bed all night? That's most likely.
Hector, aside.
He's the devil of a guesser. Indeed, my master keeps as early hours as any man, I'll say that for him.
Hold your tongue, sirrah, or I shall break your head. Your freedom will not pass on me.
Your most humble servant, sir. I've done, sir, I've done.
I have come to make the last trial of you, sir. Your course of life is so very scandalous that unless I see a speedy and sincere reformation, I have resolved to disinherit you. Then try if what has ruined you will maintain you. But do you hear? Quit the name of your ancestors, who never yet produced such a profligate. The estate has not been reserved so long on a family to be thrown away at hazard.
Hector, aside.
Short and pithy. We are in a hopeful way.
Sir, I have been revolving in my mind all my acts of folly, and am ashamed that I harbour them so long, and now am armed with manly resolutions. Forgive my past faults, and try my future conduct.
If I could believe thee real, my joys would be complete.
Hector, aside.
Ah, I smoke the design. A little money is wanting.
My cruel uncle, who never was a friend to you, now endeavours to supplant me in Angelica's heart. You know I live but in her.
I know your love, and the only thing I like in you. She's a virtuous lady, and her fortune's large. 'Tis base and most unfit my brother's years to become your rival.
Ah, sir, if my master loses her, I dare swear it will break his heart. In my conscience, I believe it is love keeps him awake and puts gaming into his head.
Well, son, if you obtain her, I'll forgive your fault and pay your debts once more.
Sir, I don't doubt it, but I'm a little out of money at present. Money, sir, is an ingredient absolutely necessary in a lover. 100 guineas would accomplish my design.
As I guessed.
That's your old trick again. No. I've been too often cozened with your fair promises.
Try me this time. Lend me but 50.
No.
20.
No.
10.
No.
Hard-hearted Jew.
5, sir, for I can't go without some money.
Not a sous from me.
1, sir, that we may dine. For I am sure my master has not a groat by his humility.
No, if you are hungry, go fling a merry main for your dinner.
Ah, sir, I never was so well bred. Besides, I hate trusting to chance for my food.
I admire you have lived so long with your master, then. Look ye, Valere, get you to Angelica, out with your uncle, and you shan't want money. In the meantime, sirrah, do you get me a list of his debts?
Yes, sir.
Aside.
There are some hopes I may come in for my wages.
Sir, I obey you in everything, and fly to Angelica.
Aside to Hector.
Hark ye, rascal, get me some money, or I will cut your ears off.
Exit.
Money? Mercy on me! Where shall I get it? Well, I think I am bewitched to him.
Exit.
If I can but reclaim my child, and match him to Angelica, I shall date the happiest part of my life from this moment.
Enter Cogdie.
Sir, your most humble servant. Is not your name Valere?
It is, sir.
I come to offer you my best service.
In what, pray, sir?
Sir, I am master of all sorts of games, and live by that noble art. My name is Cogdie, called by some Count Cogdie.
Sir Thomas, aside.
He takes me for my son. I'll humour it, and hear what the rogue has to say. Well, sir, what then?
Hearing of your ill fortune at play, I came, out of pure generosity, to teach you the management of the die.
The management of the die? Why, is that to be taught?
Oh, aye, sir. To learn to cog a die nicely requires as good a genius as the study of the mathematics. Now, sir, here is your true die. A man seldom gets anything by them. Here is your false, sir, how they run. Now, sir, those we generally call doctors.
Sir Thomas, aside.
A consumption, rather. Mercy upon me. What is our world come to?
Come, throw a main, sir, then I'll instruct you how to nick it. He is very dull. I tell you, sir, in this age 'tis necessary that children learn to play before they learn to read.
I tell you, sir, that I'm amazed the government never preferred you to the pillory for your wondrous skill.
I find his ill fortune has put him horribly out of humour. I say again that learning to play is of more use than fa me soul or cutting a caper.
Oh, fa caper, you dog. No, I am his father, and hate gaming, and all such rascals as you are. But stay, I'll pay you your wages for the care you took of my son.
Sir, your humble servant, sir. Not a penny, sir.
No, sir. A cane.
Not in the least, sir. I would not give you the trouble by no means, sir. What a sot I was to mistake the father for the son.
Exit running. Enter Hector running.
Oh, sir, undone, undone, undone.
Undone? When wert thou otherwise?
Ah, sir, but my master, my master.
What of him? Surely he was given me for a curse.
Ah, sir, as my master was just stepping into Angelica's lodgings, so nicely dressed, his wig, I believe, has 1 pound of hair and 2 pound of powder in it. He looks so pretty that had she but seen him, she must have loved him, though her heart had been made of brass. But just as he was stepping in...
She ordered her footman to shut the door upon him, I suppose, hearing of his continued extravagance.
No, no, sir, worse than that. A slovenly, filthy fellow whipped his sword from his side, whilst another, as bluff as a midnight constable, slapped him on the back with an action of 40 pounds.
Ha! Did Angelica see it?
No, no, sir. We, being cunning, wheedled him to the tavern, and 'tis but giving him a lusty bottle, sir, and I warrant we get it off for 10 guineas.
How's this? An action of 40 pounds got off for 10 guineas? I suspect a trick. Come, show me the way to this tavern.
What shall I do now? Sir, I came in such haste that I never thought to look up at the sign.
Then you were likely to carry the money, sirrah. Sirrah, this sham won't take. The next time, rascal, lay your lies closer, rogue.
Slaps him. Exit.
Ah, Hector, Hector, thou art no good plotter. Well, I draw this comfort from it, however. I shall never dread the gallows for plotting.
Enter Valerie.
Well, I have overheard all. I thought what your projects would come to.
Why, sir, the wisest men sometimes fail, and you must own that I study as hard as a starving poet for your interest. But if my plots, like their poetry, miscarry, 'tis no fault of mine.
You'll still be witty out of season, but prithee, what's to be done now?
Oh, sir, yonder goes Mrs. Security, who lent you once 100 guineas upon your diamond ring that you lost at play.
I remember I gave her 50 for the use of it. But, however, call her in this extremity, and bring up a bottle of sack with you.
Exit Hector.
Now for the art of persuasion to squeeze this old sponge of 50 guineas, that may make me master of 1,000 before night.
Enter Hector and Mrs. Security.
Mr. Security, good morrow.
Mr. Valere, your very humble servant.
A chair there, quickly. Mr. Security, let us renew our old acquaintance and cement it with a glass of sack.
Oh, dear Mr. Valere, I never drink in a morning.
What? Not a glass of sack? Come, Hector, fill. My service to you.
Pray, young man, give me but a little.
Fill it up, I say.
Oh, dear sir, your health.
Drinks half.
What, my health by halves? I'll not bate you a drop.
Well, I profess it will be too strong for me.
Hector, does not Mr. Security look very handsome?
Truly, sir, I think she grows younger and younger.
Away, you make me blush.
Ah, she'll have another husband, I see by those roguish eyes.
Fie, fie, Mr. Hector, these eyes have done nothing but wept since my good husband Ezekiel's Security died, and the more because he died suddenly.
Weeps.
Suddenly? Good lack, good lack. It e'en makes me weep to think on't.
He died in his vocation, just sealing a bond.
Valerie, aside.
Ah, would thou wert with him, so I had a little of thy money. Hector, fill the other glass to Mr. Security, to wash away sorrow.
Oh, dear sir, I thank you for your civility, and you shall find me always ready to serve you.
I do believe you, Mr. Security, and have occasion to try your kindness.
Ay, my master pitched upon you.
He knows he may command me.
I would borrow 50 guineas, Mr. Security, which shall be repaid.
I don't doubt it, sir, in the least, for you know my way. A pledge, if it be not quite double the value, I won't stand with a friend, and it shall be as safe as my eyes, that I assure you.
Ah, deuce on it. Here's the sack lost.
You had your ring again, Mr. Valere, and I hope you don't mistrust me now.
Mistrust you? No, no, madam. Hector, fetch Mr. Security a pledge.
A pledge, sir? Bless me. What does he mean now? A pen and ink, sir?
Aye, aye, Mr. Security shall have my note.
As good as any pledge in England.
It may be so, but I promised good Ezekiel to be wary of the money he left me. Yea, and I will be very wary.
And very wicked.
Refuse my note? I scorn your money.
I'll have you to know, my master's note is as good as a banker's.
Aside.
Sometimes, when the dice run well.
Nay, if you are angry for my fair dealing, good morrow to you.
Oh, impudence! She calls cent per cent fair dealing? Go thy ways, but take my curse along with thee. May some town sharper persuade that sanctified face into matrimony, and in one night empty all thy bags at hazard.
Your wishes hurt me not, ill-mannered fellow. I'll have you to know, if I would marry again, I could have a—
Nay, nay, mistress, if we must have none of your money, let's have none of your impertinence.
Be gone, woman, be gone.
Pushes her off.
Oh, deep reflection! Would I could avoid thee, to become the scoff of mercenary wretches, and through my own mismanagement reduced to base necessity. Oh, Angelica, I'll cast a real penitent beneath thy feet, and if once more thy pardon I obtain, love in my heart shall the sole monarch reign.
End of Act 1. Act 2 of The Gamester by Susanna Centlivre. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Gamester, Act 2. Enter Angelica and Favourite.
After all his solemn promises to quit that scandalous vice, when he can hold my love upon no other terms, does he still pursue that certain ruin of his fame and fortune? But I resolve to banish him my heart, which he has justly lost by his perfidious dealing. I feel my liberty return, and I charge thee, Favourite, speak of him no more.
No, no, madam, fear not me. I hate him for your sake, madam. Was he like his uncle? There's the man for my money.
Because you have a large share of his, I suppose. Old men must bribe high. Name neither to me. I hate mankind.
Exit Favourite. Enter Lady Wealthy.
Well said, sister. I hate mankind too, and yet the fellows will follow me. But who is the man that has put you out of conceit with the whole sex? Valere?
The same. No other had ever power to shock my quiet, nor shall he. For this moment I'll raise him from my thoughts.
Lady Wealthy, aside.
If she holds her resolution, I am happy. That task may prove more difficult than you imagine, sister. Come, come, this is a flight of sudden passion that would fall upon the sight of Valere.
You mistake, sister. My resentment is grounded upon reason.
I know he has given you cause enough, but love is blind. Had a man used me so, I should have suspected his reality sooner.
Why do you think he loves me not?
It looks with such a face.
Why then did he take pains to be reconciled?
Gallantry, mere gallantry, and she that cannot distinguish often mistakes it for real amour. Ah, Angelica, you are but a novice yet, and don't understand the beau monde. A woman should always speak more than she thinks, and think more than she writes, or she'll never be upon the square with men.
I shall neither write nor speak to any of them in the future, I assure you.
And do you positively think you could resist Valere if he should come in this minute?
I do, positively.
What, in his most moving air? For you know he is master of a false, insinuating tongue. Should he, I say, throw himself at your feet in a tone of tragedy, cry, "Forgive me, Angelica, or kill me if you please," I'll not oppose the blow, nor strive to save my life by one poor word. I love you, and only you. Does not your soul tell you so on my behalf? Will you not answer me? Then rising from his knees, "Will then," says he, "nothing but my death wipe out my fault? Give it me then, cruel fair, for now to live is pain. If I have lost you, I have lost all that's worth my care." Then offers to draw his sword, at sight of which you are melted into pity, and once again betrayed. Is not this true, Angelica?
I confess I have too often been deceived, but now he shall find I am upon my guard. And were he the only one remaining of his sex, I would not, if I know my heart, marry him.
I'm pleased to hear your resolution, and doubly pleased to find you mistress of your passion. 'Tis a point of wisdom to cashier such follies as blind our sense, and make our judgment err.
'Tis very true.
Believe me, sister, I had rather see you married to age, avarice, or a fool, than to Valere. For can there be a greater misfortune than to marry a gamester?
I know, 'tis the high road to beggary.
And your fortune, being already money, will be thrown off with expedition. Were it as mine is indeed. But are you sure your heart is disengaged?
Why do you doubt it?
I have a reason, sister, that when you have satisfied me, you shall know.
Then be satisfied. I will never see him more. Now, the secret.
Why, then know I love him.
How? You?
Yes, I. Where's the wonder?
You that advised against the gamester?
That was for your good, sister. Our circumstances are different. My estates entailed enough to supply his riots, and why should I not bestow it upon the man I like?
What, on that morning we'd resolved on matrimony, and is your lord forgot already? Did I take such pains in rubbing your temples, whilst favourite applied the hartshorn to your nose, when the fainting fits came thicker and thicker? And was it all but affectation? And does your dead husband's picture that dangles from your watch there serve only to put you in the mind of another?
And where's the crime? I loved him living as much as any wife, or rather more, and did what decency required when he died. But being free, I am free to choose.
Then who so fit as Lovewell for your choice? Whole honourable love has long pursued you.
You are not to direct my inclination.
Nor you mine. Favourite.
Enter Favourite.
If Valere comes, I will see him. That could you have done, sister.
See him, madam.
Yes, impertinence.
Exeunt Angelica and Favourite.
I see him if thou wilt, but to little purpose. I doubt not his return when once he finds encouragement. 'Tis his awe has kept him silent. Not that I care much for him neither, but it is the greatest mortification in nature to see a handsome fellow make love to another before one's face.
Enter Footman.
Madam, the Marquis of Hazard to wait on your honour.
Pooh, that fool.
Enter Marquis.
Hey, let my 3 footmen wait with my chair there. The rascals have come such a high trot, they've jolted me worse than a hackney coach, and I'm in as much disorder as if I had not been dressed to-day. Pardon me, madam, I took the liberty to adjust myself ere I approached you.
You are the exact mode of dress, but, Monsieur Marquis, methinks you are grown perfect in our tongue.
The value I have for the English ladies made me take particular pains in the study.
Aside.
Deuce on it, I shall be discovered if I forget my French tone. Ah, madame, vous parlez français, mieux que j'ai parlé les anglais.
Ah, point du tout, monsieur.
But there's no language like the eyes, madam, and yours would set the world on fire.
Oh, gallant.
Marquis sings to the widow.
In vain you sable weeds put on. Clouds cannot long eclipse the sun. Nature has placed you in a sphere to give us daylight all the year. 'Tis well for those of Cupid's foes that your beauties thus shrouded lie. For when that night puts on the light, what crowds of martyred slaves will die.
Sings to the gamester, when he has won money.
Fair Celia, she is nice and coy, while she held the lucky lore. Her repartees are pish and fie, and you in vain pursue her. Stay but till her hand is out, and she become your debtor. Address her then, and without doubt you'll speed a great deal better. It is the only way when she has lost at play, to purchase the courted favour. Forgive her the score, and offer her more. I'll lay my life you have her. I had like to have fought last night for asserting your prerogative of beauty.
With whom, pray?
With Valere, whose continual toast was your sister. I must confess it has given me a passionate desire of seeing her, that I may hereafter with greater assurance maintain your cause.
Lady Wealthy, aside.
What, would the fellow have me introduce him? My cause don't want your sword.
Marquise, aside.
She's jealous already. If my footmen observe my orders, she'll secure me here for fear of losing the prize.
Lady Wealthy, aside.
This fool's doubly my aversion. Now he has named my sister. Would I were rid of him.
Has your ladyship played at court this winter?
In my weeds?
I ask your pardon, madam, but that beauty and gaiety nothing can eclipse. Who can look on you and mind your dress?
Lady Wealthy, aside.
That's well enough expressed, but nothing that he says can please me now.
Enter footman, and gives a letter.
A footman in green, monsieur, awaits for an answer.
Is this a time? Let him wait at the chocolate house at St. James an hour hence.
Exit footman.
Oh, madam, did you know how I languish for you?
When did I give you leave to make a declaration of your love? Monsieur, pray read your letter and give the lady an answer.
I confess it comes from a lady, but if...
Enter another footman.
My Lady Gamewell has sent 3 times for you, and will not begin to play till you come.
Allez-vous and coquine. Let her stay.
Exit footman.
Insolence! What does the fellow mean?
'Tis the greatest fatigue in nature to hold a correspondence with impertinence, but your ladyship is the reverse of.
Enter another footman.
Sir, the Lady Amorous begs the honour of your company this minute. Sir Credulous is just gone out of town.
Le diable tempore! Out of my sight! Am I not engaged?
Engaged? Upon my word, you are not. What house is the place you appoint to receive your assignations in?
No, upon my honour, madam. But I presume they have searched the whole town, and seeing my equipage at your door, were so audacious to send in their message. But I'll turn away my footman for this embarrassment.
Pray let not my house be distinguished by you, nor your equipage for the future. I am not to be used so. Now for a set and grave face to put me more out of humour, if possible.
Enter Lovewell.
You seem in disorder, madame.
Who can be otherwise, when people take liberty beyond the bounds of good manners?
Who dares in my Lady Wealthy's house?
Looking angrily at the Marquise.
Upon my soul, sir, she takes it quite wrong. Or she's confoundedly jealous.
Sir, I am positive that lady cannot be in the wrong, and read it in her looks. Your absence would please her.
Sir.
No words here, sir. If you would dispute it, I'll meet you when and where you please.
Your most humble servant. You shall hear from me. Hey, hey, who's there? My servants? Madam, as your ladyship said, I'm not to be used thus.
Exit.
Monsieur, he's gone. I would not lose the fop neither.
Gone, madame. So you would have him, I suppose.
You suppose? How dare you suppose my thoughts? And who gave you this privilege in my house? Shortly I shall be wished joy, for this is a prerogative above a depending lover.
I plead no merit, and my long successless love assures me I have no power. But I understood.
You understood. Aye, you always understand wrong, Mr. Lovewell.
I do confess I wander in the mazes, and still pursue a brightness which I cannot fix. To please you has been my long and only study. Witness the many years of awful servitude I paid your virgin beauty, and the pains I felt when I beheld you wedded to another. I could not bear the sight, but in a cruel banishment passed my unlucky hours, till fate and pity set you free. But all in vain, for still my portion is despair.
Nay, if you are running into that grave stuff, I must leave you, though in my own house, for I have got the spleen intolerably, and cannot endure it.
No, madame, I'll retire. I love too much to disobey. Only when you reflect on your admiring slaves, think on my fidelity.
Exit.
Thou art a poor constant fool, that's the truth on it. And thou hast married too, I'll say that for thee. But we women don't always mind that. Here comes the present ascendant of my heart.
Enter Valerie.
Ha! The widow here. Now could I make her my friend? Now for a serious face, and an heroic style. Madam!
Sir!
My stars shed their kindest influence today, and blessed me with the opportunity of finding you alone. Pity is essential to the fair, and ought to be extended to those that sink beneath the rigour of their chains.
'Tis the diversion of your sex to complain. I believe Mr. Valere finds few barberers in ours.
None more unfortunate in love than I, and though my heart is breaking, I'm forbid to tell my pain.
I hope 'tis to my wish. It may be he means me, else why this address? She must be very cruel that lets you sigh without return. Is it in my power to assist you?
Oh, madam, all's in your power. You rule my fate.
Then you shall be happy. 'Tis so.
On my knees let me receive the confirmation of your promise, and seal it here.
Kneels and kisses her hand. Enter Angelica.
Ha! Kneeling to my sister, faithless man.
There, madam, there's the angry brow that darts distraction to my peace. Your aid to clear that storm is what I sued for.
Insufferable ill-breeding.
Oh, Angelica, I cast me at your feet.
No, back to my sister's. There I found you.
Only to intercede to you.
False, by my honour. He was making violent love. I'll tease her, however.
Making love? What does she mean?
And you received it, I suppose?
You interrupted me ere I could give my answer.
Why, madam, my design, you know.
Yes, Mr. Valere, I know your design. I have not had so many sighing, dying lovers, but I can guess the design.
But mine was...
Oh, fie! Don't declare it here. You know my sister has a passion for you, and I would not tyrannize.
'Tis not in your power.
Oh, the devil! Madam, I own 'tis an offence to a lady of your beauty and merit to make a declaration of love.
Not at all, sir. When one likes the person, I'll consider on it. But harkee, do not deceive my sister too far. It may be dangerous.
'Tis not in your power, or his, to deceive me. I see through your shallow artifices, and despise it.
Those that rely upon their own judgment are soonest caught. Sister, remember I have given you fair warning.
Exit.
I'm in a maze.
You need not. I know my sister's design, but that's not my quarrel to you. Quarrel, did I say? No, I am grown to a perfect state of indifference. Quarrels may be reconciled, But a man that basely breaks his word and forfeits faith and honour is not worth our anger, but deserves to be despised.
I do confess I am a wretch below your scorn. I own my faults, and have no refuge but your mercy.
Favourite, aside.
In the old strain again.
If you abandon me, I'm lost forever. For you, and only you, are mistress of my fate.
Your daily actions contradict your words, and shows I have no such power in your heart. Did you not promise, nay, swear you'd never game again?
I did, and for the perjured crime merit your endless hate. But you in pity may forgive me. O Angelica, see at your feet an humble penitent kneel, who, if not by your goodness raised, will grow forever to his native soil.
You would be pardoned only to offend again.
Never, never! Here on this beauteous hand I swear, whose touch runs thrilling through my heart, and by those lovely eyes that dart their fire into my soul, never to disoblige you more.
Favourite, aside.
That oath hath done the business, I see by her looks.
Rise, Valere. I differ from my sex in this. I would not change where once I'd given my heart, if possible. Therefore resolve to make this last trial. Banish your play for love, and rest secured of mine.
O transport! Let me kiss those soft forgiving lips, the memory of whose sweetness shall arm me against temptation.
Favourite, aside.
So, now my old man may go hang himself.
Could you but know the anxious pains I felt, the jealous racking cares that preyed upon my soul, when I heard my uncle was allowed to tell his suit, you'd then have found how dear Valere had prized you.
What I did was to revenge your falsehood, though love's my witness, Dorante's my aversion. And let this present show who 'tis that reigns triumphant in my heart.
Your picture, oh, give it me, that in the absence of the dear original, I may feast my eyes on that.
But mark, Valere, the injunction I shall lay. Whilst you keep safe this picture, my heart is yours. But if through avarice, carelessness, or falsehood you ever part with it, you lose me from that moment.
Gives him the picture.
I agree. And when I do...
Kissing it.
Accept to yourself, may all the curses ranked with your disdain pursue me. This, when I look on't, will correct my folly, and strike a sacred awe upon my actions.
Favourite, aside.
'Tis worth £200. A good movable when cash runs low.
Well, I am convinced let a woman make whatever resolutions she will when alone. The sight of her lover will break them.
Madam, Mr. Durante is coming up.
I'll not be seen. Adieu.
Exit.
My charming love, adieu. Take care to welcome your benefactor, Mistress Favourite. He's a lover ripe with discretion.
Enter Durante.
Your servant, uncle.
Holds up the picture to his nose. Exit.
This young rake's presence bodes me no good, I fear. Mrs. Favourite, your servant. Is your lady to be spoke with?
I doubt not, sir. I don't know what she is. I'm sure I'm Miss Wild. Our business is all spoiled. Valere is reconciled again.
Ah, that insinuating young dog.
She's just now given him her picture set round with diamonds.
I thought indeed something sparkled in my eyes. But what's to be done?
I know not. He has promised her to play no more. If he keeps his word, we have no hopes. But if he breaks it, as I doubt not but he will, pride and revenge may work her to our ends. You may be certain, sir, I'll let slip no opportunity to serve you.
I do believe it. And to encourage you to believe me grateful, accept of this ring.
Oh dear, sir, you are too generous. I don't merit it. Pray excuse me.
Nay, I will not be denied.
Well, sir, since you will have it so, I'll not fail to move your suit. I'll do my best endeavours, I'll assure you. Write, sir, write, and I'll deliver the letter. Then let me alone to back it.
You must urge the largeness of my fortune. the steadfastness of my temper, and withal tell her I am not above 42. I was grey at 30.
I warrant you, sir. To be sure you exclaim against your nephew's gaming.
Aye, I'll go right at this moment, and send it presently.
I'll be in the way to receive it.
Exeunt severally. Scene changes to Sir Thomas Valery's house. Enter Sir Thomas and Hector with papers.
Sir, I have brought you a complete account of the debts of my master. I think I have not forgot one farthing, for, if I mistake not, you desired to know them all, sir.
Aye. Come read 'em over.
That I will, sir, in 2 words. A true list of the debts of Mr. James Valere, which was by him contracted within the city of London and liberty of Westminster, which his father, Sir Thomas Valere, has promised to discharge.
If I discharge them or not is not your business. Go on.
'Tis my design, sir. In the first place, then, item, due to Richard Scrape, £55 9 shillings and 10 halfpenny, for 5 years' wages, and money dispersed for necessaries.
Richard Scrape? Who's he?
Your most humble servant, sir.
Bows.
You? Why is not your name Hector?
Aye, sir, that is my name de novo. My master thought Richard sounded too clumsy for a gentleman's valet and a gamester. So, sir, he gave me the name of Hector, from the Knave of Diamonds.
Very pretty name. Admire he don't call his mistress Pallas, from the Queen of Spades. But how came you so rich, sirrah, to be able to lend your master money?
Why, when the dice has run well, my master would now and then tip me a guinea, sir.
And so you supplied him when he wanted with his own money. Oh, extravagance!
'Tis what many an honest gentleman is drove to sometimes, sir.
More shame for him. Go on.
Secondly, sir, here is due to Jeremy Aaron, usurer by profession and Jew by religion.
Never trouble yourself about that. I shall pay no usurer's debts, I assure you.
Then, sir, here's 200 guineas lost to my Lord Lovegame upon honour.
That's another debt I shall not pay.
How not pay it, sir? Why, sir, among gentlemen, that debt is looked upon the most just of any. You may cheat widows, orphans, tradesmen, without a blush. But a debt of honour, sir, must be paid. I could name you some noblemen that pay nobody, yet a debt of honour, sir, is as sure as their ready money.
He that makes no conscience of wronging the man, whose goods have been delivered for his use, can have no pretence to honour, whatever title he may wear. But to the next.
Here is the tailor's bill. The milliners, hosiers, shoemakers, tavern, and eating-house. In all, £300.
A fine sum, truly.
Sir, I have not named the barber, periwig-maker, and perfumer, which is £100 more. Besides, he is in arrears to Mademoiselle Margaret de la Plante, lately arrived from France, with whom he covenanted for 4 guineas a week.
For 4 guineas a week? For what?
Oh, sir, pardon me there. I never betray the secrets of my master.
4 guineas a week?
Aye, sir, and very cheap, considering he made his bargain in the winter. And truly I don't know but the woman lost by it.
You don't? Take that, sirrah. You shan't lose by it, however. Go, rascal. Pay your whores and debts of honour out of that.
Aye, sir, they'll never take this money of me. If you please, sir, I'll send 'em to your levy, and you may pay them yourself.
Sirrah, I shall break your head. Go, get you to the rake your master. Play, hang, or starve together, I care not. Debts with a pox. Gaming, drinking, wenching, rare debts to bring into a court of chancery. You, oh lud, oh lud, oh lud. Bring me such a bill of debts, rogue. Mercy on me that there can be such impudence in the world. Yo, I have much ado to forbear thee. Me such a bill of debts.
Exit.
Oh, so our affairs go backwards, I find. Honest Richard, patience, I say. Go seek thy master out. Fortune may change and give a lucky main, and what undid us set us up again.
End of Act 2. Act 3 of The Gamester. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Gamester by Susanna Centlivre. Act 3. Hector Solas.
Where can my master be now? I should suspect he were at play, but that I know he has no money. Sure, this old dad of his will open his purse strings once more if he's reconciled to Angelica. I long to know what success he meets with. Oh, here he comes.
Enter Valerie, with his hat under his arm, full of money, he counting it.
I waited on your father, according to orders, sir, with a list of your debts. And the generous old gentleman, I thank him, gave me more than I expected. Day, he minds me not. I doubt we are all untwisted. No hopes of Angelica?
557 guineas and a half.
Ah, what do I see? The plate fleet's arrived. By what miracle fell these galleons into our power? I hope, sir, since fortune has been so kind.
A curse of ill luck!
Stamps.
Had I but held in the last hand, I should have had 300 guineas more of my Lord Duke's, besides what I betted.
Walks about.
I am overjoyed, sir, at your good fortune. But as I was saying, sir...
But hold, my Lord Lovegame owes me 200 upon honour. 'Tis pretty well. I have not made an ill morning's work on't.
There's no speaking to him.
There's no music like the chink of gold. By Jove, this sound is sweeter in my ear than all the Margarettes in Europe. Ha! Hector, where come you from, sirrah?
Came, sir? Why, I was here before you. But fortune's golden mist concealed me from your sight. Sir, I congratulate your good success. But how?
Ay, 'tis success indeed, if thou knewst all. Honest Jock Sharper lent me 5 guineas to pay him 10 if luck run on my side. I have discharged my promise and brought off 1,000 clear.
Huzzah! Why, you're a made man.
And we meet again at 5, where I design to win 1,000 more, boy.
Aye, but if you should lose it all back, sir?
Impossible. 'Tis a lucky day. Angelica and I are reconciled, my faults forgiven, and all my wishes crowned. Hector?
Showing the picture.
Bless my eyesight, a picture set with diamonds. Nay then, Hector, cheer up, for now the bad times will mend. Why, now a fig for your father's kindness. You are able to pay your debts yourself, sir.
A pox on thee for naming them. Thou hast given me the spleen. Pay my debts, quotha. The bare word is enough to turn all my luck.
Say you so, sir? Is paying debts unlucky, then?
Ay, certainly. The most unlucky thing in the world.
I now find the reason why quality hate to pay their debts. A deuce on't. I wish I had known as much this morning. I would not have paid the cobbler for heel-piecing my shoes. For aught I know, it may be a guinea out of my way, for my master does not use to be so slow. Sir, now you are in stock, sir, if you please to put wages into my hands, it shall be very safe in bank against you want it.
The devil's in the fellow. Speak one word more of paying debts, sirrah, and I'll cut your ears off. I shall have no occasion to borrow, and my father will pay your debt among the rest.
He won't pay a sou, sir. He broke my head at the very sight of the list.
Ay, that was in his passion. There's a plaister for that wound.
Gives him a guinea.
Sir, your most humble servant. I find we middling people are all out of the qualities latitude. Paying debts are only unlucky to gentlemen. Sir, pray, sir, give me leave to offer one thing to your serious consideration.
I bar debts.
Not a word of that, sir.
Out with it, then.
That you'd lay by £500 of that money against a rainy day.
But suppose I should have more set me than I can answer.
'Tis but sending for it at worst, sir.
So balk my hand in the meantime, and lose the winning of 1,000. No, there's nothing like ready money to nick fortune.
Ah, sir, but you know she has often jilted you, and would it not be better to have this little pocket money secure? Put by 200, sir.
Well, I'll consider on't. Ha! See who knocks.
Done, I warrant.
I have not a farthing of money. Remember that, sirrah.
Puts up his money hastily.
Lying is a thriving vocation.
Enter Galoon, a tailor, and Mrs. Topknot, a milliner.
Good morrow to you. Good morrow to you, Mistress Topknot. Mistress Topknot, you are a great stranger. Why don't you call and see me sometimes?
Indeed, sir. I call very often, though I have not had the good fortune to see you, for you was still asleep or gone abroad.
I am sorry it fell out so. Well, have you brought your bill?
Yes, sir.
Gives him her bill.
I hope you liked your last linen, sir.
Very well.
Sir, I beg the favour of you.
I must not let two fasten upon him at once. Mr. Galoon, a word with you. You always make my clothes too little for me.
I am sorry for that.
My breeches are seam-rent in 3 or 4 places.
I'll take care.
You sew most abominably slight.
We are about marrying our daughter.
I hope you have provided a good match, for she is very handsome, faith.
The girl is not despisable. The man is very well to pass in the world. But the small fortune we design for her must be paid down upon the nail. Therefore, sir, I entreat you to help me to my money, if possible.
If it was possible, I would, Mistress Topknot, and am heartily sorry that it is not in my power.
It is a debt of long standing, Mr. Valere, and I must not be said nay.
I know it is, but upon my honour I can't pay you now.
Let me have some if you can't pay me all. 10 guineas at present would do me singular service.
May I sink if I have seen 5 these 6 months?
That he has not, to my knowledge.
Pray, sir, consider me, if it be never so small. My wife is ready to lie in, and coals are very dear, and journeyman's wages must be paid.
Why, the devil's in the fellow. Would you have a man pay what he has not? What business had you to get children without you had cabbage enough to maintain 'em?
Valerie, aside to Hector.
Hector, no invention?
When will you be pleased that I shall call again, sir?
When you please.
I'll call tomorrow, sir.
With all my heart.
Do you think, sir, you can let me have some if I come?
Not that I know of.
No, nor I neither. Hark ye, when he has money, I'll bring you word.
Don't tell me. I won't go out of the house without money.
Valerie, aside to Hector.
With all my heart, Hector. No stratagem to save me from these leeches?
Then you must e'en lie with my master or me, for here are no spare beds. Let me advise you to make no noise. You'll have your money sooner than you think for. Your ear.
Whispers.
Be married, say you?
And to Madame Angelica, the great fortune?
The same.
I wish you joy, sir. Pray recommend me to your lady for gloves, fans, and ribbons.
I hope, sir, I shall have the honour to make your wedding suit.
That you shall, I promise you.
Aside.
The rogue has hit on't.
But will this match be speedy, sir?
I hope so.
Tomorrow, sir?
Or next day. But we must entreat your absence at present, for my master expects his father with the lady's trustees, in order to settle the affair, and if you are seen, it may spoil the business.
Well, I go. I go.
Runs a little way and turns.
You'll put your master in mind of me?
Aye.
And me too, pray.
I'll do your business, I'll warrant you. Go. Be gone. Be gone.
Pushes him out.
There, sir, I have brought you off once more. Here's 2 or 3 days' respite, however.
Why, then there's 2 or 3 days of peace, for these are the most disagreeable companions a gentleman can meet with. I dine at the Rummer, where you'll find me if you want me. I promise to visit Angelica again tonight, but fear I shall break my word.
And will you prefer play before that charming lady?
Not before her, but I have given my parole to some men of quality, and I can't in honour disappoint them.
Ah, what a juggler's box is this word honour! It is a kind of knight of the post, that will swear on either side for interest, I find. But, sir, had you not better make sure work on't? Marry the lady while she's in the mind, lest fortune wheel about and throw you back again?
Marry her, sayest thou? I am not resolved if I shall marry or not.
Ay day! Why, I thought it had been what you desired above all things. But I find your pocket and your heart runs counter.
No, sirrah. I love the charming maid as much as ever. Love her from my soul. But then I love liberty.
And what should hinder you from enjoying it?
Ah, Hector, if I marry her, I must forsake my dear diversion.
Pulling out a box and dice.
Which to me is the very soul of living. 'Tis the genteelest way of passing one's time. Every day produces something new. Who is happier than a gamester? Who more respected? I mean those that make any figure in the world. Who more caressed by lords and dukes? Or whose conversation more agreeable? Whose coach finer in the ring, or finger in the side-box produces more lustre? Who has more attendance from the drawers, or better wine from the master, or nicer served by the cook? In short, there is an air of magnificence in't. A gamester's hand is the philosopher's stone that turns all it touches into gold.
And gold into nothing.
A gentleman that plays is admitted everywhere. Women of the strictest virtue will converse with him, for gaming is as much in fashion here as 'tis in France, and our ladies look upon it as the height of ill-breeding not to have a passion for play. Oh, the charming company of 6 ladies, with each a dish of tea, to behold their languishing ogles with their eyes, their ravishing white hands, to hear their delicious scandal, which they vent between each sip, just piping hot from invention's mint, wherein they spar none, from the statesman to the cit, and damn plays before they are acted, especially if the author be unknown. This ended, the cards are called for.
and open war proclaimed, and every cockboat proves a privateer.
Our engagements are not so terrible. With us, revenge reaches no further than the pocket.
No more not a highwayman, and yet the world thinks both lives equally immoral.
None of your similes, sirrah, do you hear? Where is the immorality of gaming? Now I think there can be nothing more moral. It unites men of all ranks, the lord and the peasant, the haughty duchess and the city dame, the marquis and the footman, all without distinction play together. And sure that life can ne'er offensive prove, that teacheth men such peaceful ways of love.
The Marquis of Hazard, sir.
The Marquis of Hazard? What wants he?
Enter the Marquis of Hazard.
Do you hear? Did you wait with my chair at the corner of the street? For I would be incognito.
What does he pretend to?
I presume, sir, your name is Valere.
I don't remember I ever had any other, sir.
Sir, I should take it as an extraordinary favour if you'll be pleased to command the absence of your valet de chambre.
Begone.
Exit Hector.
Now, sir, do you know who I am?
I think, sir, I never had the honour of your acquaintance.
Marquis, aside.
Allez, courage, push him home. He seems daunted already. Sir, I have made the tour of Europe, and have had the respect paid to me in all courts that became my quality. In Spain I kept company with none but archdukes, and France with princes of the blood. And since I have been here, I have had the honour to sup or dine with most of the great people at court.
Why so hot, sir?
And, sir, my person is not more known than my valour. I have fought 100 duels, and never failed to kill or wound, without receiving the least hurt myself.
You had very good luck, truly, sir.
Aside.
What does the blockhead aim at?
Sir, fortune owes my life protection, for sake of the noble race from which I sprung. My father's grandfather's great-grandfather was Viceroy of Naples.
Oh, one may see that in your hair, sir.
Now, sir, there is a certain lady that has a passion for my person. Not that I am in love with her, only gratitude. And I am informed by her woman that you make your address there. Now, sir, I suffer no man beneath my quality to mix his pretensions with mine.
The lady's name, sir?
The Lady Wealthy.
You are misinformed upon my word, sir. The lady is at your service for me.
That declaration comes not from your heart. Your encomiums on Angelica last night served only to conceal your love from me.
So far from that, I did not know you till you had left the room.
Sir, I say you must not pretend to vie with quality.
I know the distance fortune has put between us, sir.
Then pray observe it, sir. Don't think every fellow we condescend to play with fit companions for us men of quality.
Valerie, cocking his hat.
Fellow, sir.
Laying his hand on his sword.
Yes, fellow, sir.
Aside.
He has a heart, I find. I'll moderate my passion.
You will have it then, I see.
Draws.
No, upon my word, sir. I was in jest all the while.
But I am in earnest, sir, and therefore draw. What, does the courage of your royal ancestors, viceroys of Naples, fail you?
Sir, I made a vow never to kill another man, and therefore pray put up. You have given me as much satisfaction as I desired. I thirst for no revenge.
Sir, I am not to be trifled with. The wine is drawn, and you shall drink.
Slaps him. Enter Hector.
Hey, What's the matter?
Lays hold of the Marquis, who draws.
Ha! Company! Nay then, sir, this is too much to bear.
Hold, sir, hold. What do you do?
Ay, prithee let him go. He's not so dangerous as thou imaginest, Hector.
Why then, let him go. There, sir, I have done.
I shall find a time, sir.
To be kicked. You have been used too civilly here.
A time? For what? What the devil do you come into our nation to crow over us? I believe we shall find a time in this campaign to teach you better manners. Your capering country is fitter for dancing masters than soldiers.
It suits not with my quality to answer the impertinence of a valet. Monsieur, adieu. Prenez garde, une autre fois.
Exit.
Coxcomb below resentment.
Looking on his watch.
I have outstayed my time. Now fortune be my friend, I'll ask no more. One lucky hour may double all my store.
Or make you bankrupt as you was before.
Exit. The scene changes. A table with pen, ink, and paper on it. Enter Lady Wealthy, Sola.
Which way shall I contrive to disappoint my sister's wishes? Now would I give half my estate to feed my vanity. Oh, that I could once bring Valere within my power, I'd use him as his ill-breeding deserves. I'd teach him to be particular. He has promised Angelica to play no more. I fancy that proceeds from his want of money rather than inclination. If I could be sure of that. I'll try, however. If my project takes, I shall again break their union, and if I can't serve my pride, I shall at least disturb their peace, and either brings me pleasure.
He sits down and writes.
Now, how shall I convey this to his hands? It is not proper to send any of my own servants. Who's there?
Enter Mrs. Betty.
Did your ladyship call, madam?
Aye, get me a porter.
A porter? Madam, Robin, John, and Nicholas are all within.
And what then? Do as I bid you.
What can she want with a porter? I'm resolved to watch.
Exit.
"'Tis better being confined to a desert where one never sees the face of man than not to be admired by all."
Enter Porter.
"Here, carry this to Mr. Valere. Do you know him?"
Yes, an't please your honour, very well.
"Go, bring me an answer then."
Exit Porter. Enter Lovewell.
"Lovewell? I must avoid his presence, lest he discover this intrigue. He'll be alarmed at the sight of a porter in my lodgings. Besides, my soul resents the ill treatment I have given him. He indeed merits better usage, but I know not how. I cannot resolve on matrimony."
Exit.
Gone. Am I then shunned like pestilential air, yet doomed to dote upon her cold indifference? Oh, give me patience, or I burst with rage. There must be more than her bare temper in't. She loves. Ay, there's the cause. Oh, the racking thought! By all the powers, it fires each vital part, and with a double warmth strikes every active sense. Hear me, ye powers, and if you ne'er design to make this dear, this scornful beauty mine, grant in the lieu I may my rival meet, and throw him, gasping at his lady's feet.
Exit. Enter Angelica and Favourite, with a letter in her hand.
I shall not open it. Indeed, if you venture to receive letters again without my leave, I shall discharge you from your attendance, Mrs. Favourite.
I'll do it for your good, madam.
For my good? Impertinence! Am I to be governed by those I may command?
Favourite, aside.
In spite of all that I can do, I shall lose my salary, for when he finds the course go backwards, he'll see no more.
Enter Dorante.
So he's here too, by your appointment, I suppose.
May I venture to approach the rays of that divinity which dart into my soul in impetuous flame?
Oh, dear sir, there's a fire in the next room, whose flames will warm you better than my beauty, I believe.
Well, really, madam, I think Valere could not have expressed himself finer.
Cease your odious comparisons. Mr. Durante, might I advise you, make your addresses to my woman. I'm sure you'll meet a kind reception.
Your woman, madam? I thought a person of your rank knew how to treat a gentleman better.
And I thought a person of your years might have understood better than to make love to one of mine.
My years, madam? I am not so old. Can I help my being in love with you?
No more than Favourite being in love with you.
You are always witty upon me, madam.
Aside.
I'd have her to know I love a young fellow as well as herself.
'Tis for my extravagant nephew that I am despised, that complicated piece of vice, whose headstrong courses and luxurious life will ruin both your peace and fortune. I saw him a little while ago enter one of those schools of poverty, a gaming house, in St. Martin's Lane.
'Tis false.
Nay, madam, I dare say 'tis true. Yonder goes his man. I'll call him and convince you.
Exit. And re-enters with Hector.
He cannot be so ungrateful after my last favours. Hector, where's your master?
Where'er his person is, his heart is with your ladyship, madam. I dare answer for him.
That's foreign to my question. Where is he?
Yes, he's a fit person to inquire of, truly.
So I am, sir. For nobody knows my master's outgoings and his incomings better than myself.
Come, you shall tell me. Durante says he saw him going into the gaming house.
Discovered? Nay, then I must bring him off. Why, that is true, madam.
Perfidious!
But, madam, it is to take his leave, upon my word. He's gone to play, with the design to play no more.
Now, madam, who is in the right?
Is it possible a man could be so base?
There are men, madam, that never were guilty of such crimes.
But, madam, you won't hear me. My master is making all the speed he can to put himself in a condition to keep his word with you. He is shaking his elbows, rattling the box, and breaking his knuckles for haste. He has sent me post for his last auxiliary guineas, which, when he has thrown off, he'll lay himself at your feet, with full resolution never to touch box or dice more.
A likely matter, truly.
So it is, madam, for he'll put it out of his power to offend again.
Till he has a new recruit.
Madam, your ladyship's most humble servant, I must fly, for my master will think every hour 7 till I am there.
Exit.
Now, madam, are you convinced? Will you accept a heart devoted only to your charms?
No more of your fustian. 'Tis unseasonable. Don't provoke me to use you worse than good manners will allow. I respect your age, but hate your...
Well, scornful maid, take up your gamester, do. You'll be the first that repents it. And so, farewell.
Exit.
Oh, my constant heart, canst thou still hold the image of this faithless man? And yet methinks I'd fain reclaim him. I'll try the last extremity. For when from ill a proselyte we gain, the goodness of the act rewards the pain. But if my honest art successless prove, to make the vices of his soul remove, I'll die or rid me from this tyrant love.
End of Act 3. Act 4 of The Gamester. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Gamester by Susanna Centlivre. Act 4. Enter Valerie with a box and dice in his hand, as from play to a porter. Betty, listening.
So, thus far I have followed this porter here. I'll observe who he wants. I'm sure 'tis against the interest of Mr. Lovewell.
From a lady, sayest thou, and must be delivered into my own hand?
As I imagined.
Prithee, fellow, dost know what 'tis to interrupt a gamester when his fortune's at stake? 7 or 11 have more charms now than the brightest lady in the kingdom.
Opens the letter.
Pursuant to what I told you before, Angelica, that a declaration of love should not be disagreeable, I confirm my words in a golden shower. 'Tis what I believe most acceptable to a man of your circumstances. Well guessed, dear Faith. A bill for £100, payable at sight. Monsieur le Porter, your very humble servant. Tell the lady I am hers most obediently. It requires no other answer till I fly myself to return my thanks.
Yes, sir.
Exit Porter.
What must I do now? Prove a rogue and betray my friend Lovewell? If I accept this present, I must make my returns in love, for when a widow parts with money, it is easy to read the valuable consideration she expects. But then Angelica, the dear, the faithful maid. But then 100 guineas, the dear tempting sight.
Enter Lovewell.
Ah, Lovewell, thou comest in good time, for my virtue's staggering.
I have been seeking you all the town over.
And what news? Thou hast a very lovesick countenance. The widow has used thee scurvily, I know.
Beyond all bearing. Valere, thou ever wert my friend. Prithee instruct me. Help me to find the cursed rascal out. 'Tis not the fool Marquis, I'm convinced, but some lurking villain, some wretch unworthy of her charms, else her vanity would ne'er conceal him.
Hold, friend, you run on a little too fast. What would your mightiness do now, supposing you discovered this detested rival?
I'd force him to renounce her, or lose my life and leave her free.
Why, then I have such a respect for this gentleman that I must preserve him from your line like fury.
Ha! Dost thou know him, then? Oh, I charge thee by our past years of friendship, and by my peace of mind, which this cruel woman takes eternally away, tell me but who he is. Describe him to me. Is he a gentleman?
Yes, Faith.
And handsome?
The ladies think so.
Tell but his name, that my revenge may reach him. Hast thou a friend more dear than I? No, thy companions are no friends, gamesters and profligates, whom in thy reflecting hours I know thou hatest. She is not fit for one of these.
The spark is a little given to gaming, I confess. Yet holds his nose as high as your widow, I can tell you that.
Prithee, trifle no longer with me, nor do not jest with pains like mine.
Do you know her hand?
Death. Does she write to him?
These credentials will confirm she does.
Gives him her letter with the bill.
Confusion to thee, and a bill for money. Away, it cannot be. By hell, the company thou keepest has taught thee to be a villain. Thou hast abused her honour, which I will justify. Draw!
Here's a rogue now. When I have withstood a temptation, would have shook a hermit. He'd cut my throat for not taking his mistress from him. Well, these romantic lovers are whimsical things. Hark ye, Charles, I believe you know I am no coward, and if your fighting fit remains on you till tomorrow morning, I'll meet you when and where you please. But I'm engaged now, as you may see. Farewell.
Exit, showing him the box, and etc.
What man but would forever scorn, despise this false ingrate? But I'm a slave to love, and bound with such a chain, no injuries can break. Something must be done, but what, I know not.
Exit. Mrs. Betty comes forwards.
So my lady has brought herself into a fine prémenure. Well, I'm glad I heard this, and I hope to make it turn to Mr. Lovewell's advantage, who is a generous man and deserves a countess.
Exit. Scene changes to Lady Wealthy's lodgings. Lady Wealthy, Sola.
So, thus far I'm successful. The porter says he was transported with the letter, and will instantly be here. Who's there?
Enter footman.
Bid my woman come hither.
She's not within, madam.
How, not within?
Here she comes.
Enter Betty.
Hey, where have you been to put yourself in this heat?
Speaking to a relation, madam.
A relation? Sure, it was a warm conference that left such signs on it in your cheeks. Set my toilet. I'll throw these mournful blacks away, adorned in cheerful white. Receive and charm my hero.
Mr. Lovewell, madam.
No, fool. When did you ever see me dress at an old lover? He's mine, securely mine. But Valere, the gay, the rover, the unconquered rambler, he alone deserves my care.
Madam, might I presume to speak?
Your nonsense freely. I am in a good humour, and can bear it all.
Then Valere is the most ungrateful, and Mr. Lovewell the most accomplished of any man breathing.
And is this your speech? Lovewell is beholden to you truly, and Mr. Valere shall know his friend.
I hate him, madam, and you have reason.
Peace. I find I gave you too much liberty.
Enter a footman.
Madam, a letter for your ladyship.
From Lovewell. I know the hand. Some compliment, some dismal madrigal, or tedious ditty in worse prose, I'm sure.
Opens it.
My own bill? What means this? Madam, you have bestowed your favours unworthily. Notwithstanding this proof, I would have fought, defended you beyond demonstration, but your new choice declined the sword, and that love I so long languished for. Your neglected, injured, but still faithful Lovewell. Base traitor! Is this a man of honour? This the return to my advances? It is impossible. He has waylaid the porter, bribed him, and deceived me.
Indeed, he has not, madam.
Why, know you aught of this?
Yes, I can tell you all, if you will promise to interpret for the good of him who loves you truly.
Come in and let me hear the story. If Valere has triumphed over my weakness and exposed my unrequested bounty, such a repulse may fix this wandering heart, and constant love may meet its due desert.
Going. Enter the Marquise.
Turn back, bright fair, and listen to an action glorious as Condé, Luxembourg, or Hesse, or any he that ever graced the field.
More plagues! I begin to grow weary of this train of fools. Pray, make your story short, sir.
I'll be as concise as the heroic deed, Veni, Vidi, Vici, as Caesar said.
Over whom was this conquest? Your footman and your tailor?
No, madam, over my rival, Valere.
Ha! Where met you that report?
Everywhere. The world says you are in love with him. 'Tis all the discourse at the chocolate house.
Confusion! Am I become so wretched? I shall be sung in ballads shortly.
Having a profound respect for your ladyship, away flew I to his lodgings, where I had no sooner entered, but the memory of your wrongs set the stormy marks of anger on my brow. Sir, said I. Sir, said he, your most humble servant. Sir, said I, here is a rumour spread abroad, prejudicial to the reputation of a lady whom I have honoured with my esteem.
Honoured? Oh, audacious!
and report says you are the author. Who I? Said he, in the meekest, humblest tone that ever lover begged in, frightened out of his wits. Her name I pray, which when I had told him, and bid him draw, he poorly disclaimed his passion, and said, I might take you with all his heart, for he would not fight. At which I stepped up to him, saying, Savez-vous, Monsieur de Lasconnais? That is as much as to say, in English, a flip of the nose, madam. At which the good gentleman pulled off his hat, and made me lowest bow, and I in triumph left. Now my reward, madam.
Your reward? Never to see me more. For though I love valour, I know this story false, and you made up of cowardice.
Enter 3 footmen.
Do ye hear? If ever my doors are open to this bold intruder more, I'll have your liveries pulled over your ears.
Exit.
Gone? I durst have sworn she would have married me for the news. Now here's a good invention lost. Ah, poor Monsieur Marquis, thou'lt never thrive with these women of quality. I must to some rich toothless city dame. On them my courage and my shame may pass. These court and wits discover me an ass.
Exit. Scene, the street. Hector Solus.
Well, I have not patience any longer to see this master of mine play. I find which way he's going. Oh, odd so, here's his father. How shall I send him away? For if he should see his son come out of this gaming house, we shall be undone again.
Enter Sir Thomas Valere.
Oh, sir, I have been all over the town to look for you.
For what, pray? Did my last greeting please you so well that you've a mind to more on't? Where's the rake your master?
Oh, sir, happy beyond expression. He's with Angelica, who has presented him with her picture, set round with gems of inestimable value.
Ha! Sayest thou so, boy? Is he likely to carry Angelica?
Carry her, sir? Why, the business is done, and nothing wanting but your presence with a lawyer to fit him for the priest. Good sir, make haste.
I'll be there in an instant. And shall I be a grandfather a dad? I could find in my heart to give thee 6pence for thy news. And I will too. There, Hector, drink your young masters and ladies' health, sirrah. Ah, my dear boy Jemmy, I forgive thee all. I am so transported. I think it an age till I embrace thee.
Exit.
For George, if this old fellow finds me in a lie, as he most certainly will. For if Angelica hears my master is at play again, she'll never have him, that's sure too. I must let him know what I have done, and get him in the mind to go this hour to Angelica, or Hector's bones will pay for it. To serve my master, I a lie may tell, but would not suffer, when I meant it well.
Exit. Scene discovers a gaming table, with Valere, Count Cogdie, and other gentlemen at hazard, with several rakes and sharpers waiting around the table, a box-keeper and attendants.
Come, 7. What do you set, gentlemen?
7's the main.
That
10 pieces. The devil's in the dice. There, sir, 100 guineas.
Cogdie, rattling the box, and considering where to throw.
Look where you are, sir.
I am at the fairest only.
Throws out the dice.
Come, and that little silver too.
4 to 7.
Mr. Cogdie, 2 3 crowns, shall I?
2 3 and 11 guineas, if you please.
Here's 3 crowns to 11, and if I lose, by all that's good, I know not where to eat.
Cogdie to 1st Rake.
You go 3 a crown?
To 2nd Rake.
You to 3 and 11 guineas.
To Sharper.
You shall go yours to 11 Jack.
Pray, sir, throw away. Don't hold the box all night.
There.
Shakes the box and throws 3.
You're in once, gentlemen.
We go again.
With all my heart.
Shakes the box again and throws 4.
4. Tray ace.
Cogdie to the Rakes.
There, gentlemen, I have brought you off again.
You did not throw out your dice fair, and I'll not yield it.
Judgment, gentlemen.
I think 'twas fair enough.
Aye, a man may throw his dice how he pleases.
Sir, I say this hat's white.
I say so too.
'Tis false, 'tis black.
As you say, I think it is black.
No, sir, 'tis neither black nor white.
Nay, very likely, sir. He has lost his money, and now he grows mutinous.
Come, pray, gentlemen, don't quarrel, and I'll ask it round.
Ask what, you blockhead? Whether his hat's black or white?
Tosses a pair of dice in his face.
No matter whether you won the money or not.
He won it fairly. Come, Valere, I'll lend you 10 pieces. Set boldly. I warrant thee luck, boy.
Aye. Come, whose is the box?
'Tis mine.
Throw a main, then.
5.
5's the main.
There, take all.
That.
Where I was last. Now, little dice.
Shake your dice.
There, sir.
Shakes the dice and throws deuce, ace.
Oh, burn 'em.
Deuce, ace.
Out. Give me the box. 6.
6 is the main.
There, sir, if you dare throw at it.
That.
At you all.
Shakes the box and throws quantre deuce.
6. Quatre deuce. You've won it, sir.
Cogdie seems disordered.
Come, 7.
Throws.
7's the main.
100 guineas.
Now, little dice.
Cogdie speaks as Valerie's going to throw the dice.
Not another nick, sure.
Nick by Juno.
Sink deuce.
Oh, blood and death and fire.
Rises and walks about in a passion. Valerie throws.
9.
9's the main.
There, sir, I'll set you 200 guineas upon that note.
Note, sir? Whose note is it, pray?
Why, it is very good, sir. 'Tis upon Sir Chud.
At it, egad.
Throws.
9. Cinque and quatre. The box is due.
Cogdie throws away the dice, breaks the box.
Sir, I bar that throw.
Sir, I did not see you, and I won it fairly.
The devil, I that understand play so well, to be bubbled of my money. Sir, I say this hat's white. Who dare say the contrary?
Not I, indeed, sir.
I say 'tis black.
Why, as you say, I think 'tis black.
I say, sir, 'tis neither black nor white.
Then it shall be green, blue, red, or yellow, or what you please, sir. I have more manners than to quarrel now. I am on the winning side.
Prithee, don't quarrel with him. You'll get nothing by it. Valere will fight, you know.
And so will I, sir. You are all a parcel of... If ever I play upon the square again, I'll give 'em leave to make dice of my bones.
Hold, let me pay my debts.
2nd Gentleman.
There, sir.
You owe a box, sir. An't please you.
There.
Gives a shilling.
You owe me a teaster for a backhand tip a little while ago, master.
There, you dog.
Gives him 6p.
Thank you, master. I'll thank any gentleman that will put that shilling in the box.
Enter Angelica in man's clothes.
Aye, here he is.
Come, 7.
7's the main.
That.
'Tis mine.
11.
I never saw such fortune.
Here's the last of 100. If luck turn not, I'm broke.
Save you, gentlemen. May one fling off a guinea or two with you?
This while Cogdie sits disordered and plays by himself at another table.
Aye, 100 if you please. A pert young bubble this. Flung 6.
6 is the main.
50 pieces, sir.
Well said, stripling. Down with him. 6 or a dozen dice. Deuce ace. Split it.
Deuce ace.
Valerie throws down the box.
Out, sir. Give me 50 guineas, sir.
There it is, sir.
Cogdie rises and comes to Angelica.
Sir, will you do me the favour to let me go 2 pieces with you? I am just stripped.
With all my heart, sir. Come, gentlemen.
Angelica throws.
Set boldly.
5's the main.
100 guineas.
Along.
Throws.
'Tis mine! Ha ha!
Sweeps the money.
5. Trey deuce.
Angelica to Cogdie.
There's you 2 pieces, sir.
I go the 4, sir, if you please.
By and by, sir, you shall.
I'm broke, but I'll be here again instantly.
Exit.
I'll throw off this stake. If luck turn not, I must home for recruits too.
Come on then, sir.
Throws.
6.
6 is the main.
In my conscience, I believe this young dog will strip us all. There, sir.
And there, sir. Ha ha ha.
Sweeps the money.
A dozen.
I hope you'll stay till my return.
Exit.
If these gentlemen can hold me play.
I hope, gentlemen, you won't stay late, for fear of the press masters. Here was 2 gangs last night before 12 o'clock.
All the sharpers sneak off and leave Angelica and Valerie together.
Pshaw! Hang the pressmasters! Come, sir, 5.
5's the main.
That upon 5.
Nick.
5. Quarter ace. You owe me a box, sir.
Confusion! Should ever man see the like?
Valerie sets a gold watch.
That watch at 20 guineas.
Done, sir.
Throws.
9.
9's the main.
Angelica throws.
'Tis mine.
9, 6, and 3. A main above a box.
Furies and hell. That ring at 10 guineas.
Ha 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 ha! With all my heart, sir.
Throws.
6 again.
6 is the main.
Nick again. Ha ha ha!
6. Sink ace. 2 mains above a box.
The devil. I'll set you 100 guineas upon honour, sir.
I beg your pardon, sir. I never play upon honour with strangers. If you have nothing else to set, your humble servant.
Death, shall he carry off my money thus? Hold, sir. Friends will be here presently. I'll borrow some of them.
That's balking my hand. I can't stay, sir. Have you nothing else?
Yes, one thing. But that is dearer to me than my life.
Takes out the picture.
What can that be, pray?
'Tis a picture, the original of which is nearest to my soul.
Kisses it.
Pish, a trifle. Oh, my heart. Yet you shan't say I'm ungenerous. Whatever you value it at, I'll answer it.
Value it at... It is not to be valued.
Then you'll not set it. Sir, your servant.
Stay, sir. Luck may turn. I'll set the diamonds at 200 guineas.
Oh, villain. Well, sir, 7.
7's the main.
Angelica throws at the picture.
4 or 7.
I bar the first throw.
Bar.
Angelica throws 2 or 3 times, and then wins it.
'Tis mine, sir.
4. Ace. You owe me 3 boxes, sir.
Eternal furies. Lost. He shall restore it, or I'll cut his throat. Well, sir, take the diamonds, but I must have the picture.
The picture, sir.
Aye, the picture, sir.
I won it, sir, and I shan't restore it, I assure you.
But you shall restore it, sir, ere you and I part.
Angelica, aside.
If I should draw a duel upon my hands here, I'm in a fine condition. Nay, sir, if you are angry, goodbye.
Nay, nay, nay.
Runs between her and the door.
You shan't carry off the picture, by Hercules. Look ye, sir, either take my bond or fight me for it.
Draws.
Sir!
Aside.
What shall I do? I must be obliged to discover myself.
Enter 1st and 2nd Gentleman.
Hold, Valere.
What's the meaning of this?
Lays hold of Valerie.
Oh, a lucky escape.
Runs off.
Away! Stand off, or I shall make my passage through you, traitor, dog! Oh, I could tear my flesh, cut off these hands that laid the jewel down, and stab my heart for having once consented.
Walks about, raving.
What can be the cause of this passion?
Oh, he has lost his money. Prithee, don't let that trouble thee. I'll lend thee more. Come, let's throw for the box.
Throw for the devil. No, henceforth a gamester is my foe, nor should the Indies bribe me even to touch a die. Nor after this moment will I ever set foot in such a house again.
The man is mad.
Prithee, let's go seek out better company.
Excellent.
Now I behold what a monster this darling sin has made me, and loathe myself for my long race of folly. Now I repent, but oh, it comes too late, and 'tis but justice now that she should hate. He that flies virtue still to follow vice, 'tis fit like me he lose his paradise.
End of Act 4. Act 5 of The Gamester. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Gamester by Susanna Centlivre. Act 5. Scene: Valerie's lodgings. Valerie Solus.
What shall I do? There's no going near Angelica. The action I have done carries such a face that she can never forgive me.
Enter Hector.
Another escape, sir, another escape. Your father was just at the gaming-house door upon the hunt for you, but thanks to my wit, I found a way to send him packing. He's gone to Angelica's with a lawyer. Follow him, sir. If he gets there before you, the old gentleman will believe me no more, for I told him you stayed for him there. Ah, he minds me not. Sir, don't you hear me?
No, I'll neither hear, nor see, nor eat, nor drink, nor ever rest again.
Ah, the devil! I shall be as slender as a hazel switch in a little time then, for I suppose I must keep you company in that thin diet. Ah, what I dreaded has come to pass. What, then is all the money lost?
Money? My life, my soul is lost.
Hey day, what's the matter now?
The picture.
The picture, sir?
With a frightful look.
Mercy on us. Shake your pockets, sir.
Runs to Valerie and shakes his coat pockets.
Hold off. I tell thee, I've lost it at play.
Why, then, you have played fair. Why, what will you do now, sir?
Cut your throat, sirrah, and then my own.
Clapping hold of Hector. Hector half weeping.
'Twas none of my fault, sir.
Oh, no, it was my own. For had I taken thy counsel, this curse had been prevented.
Ay, sir, but a gamester's life was the most genteel of any. Their fob was a fund, and their hands philosopher's stones. Ay, sir.
No more. Go fetch me a book.
He sits down.
What book, sir?
The first that comes to your hand, no matter which.
Exit Hector. Returns with a book.
Here's Seneca, sir.
Well, read. Was ever man so unfortunate?
Walking about in a thinking posture.
Who? I read Seneca, sir?
Why not?
I seldom read anything, sir, but almanacs.
Oh, read at a venture. To lose upon 7 when the chance is for confusion.
He stamps. Hector reads.
Be not taken with the glittering dreams of riches. Their possession brings trouble. Tranquillity is a certain equality of mind, which no condition of fortune can either exalt or depress. If his fortune be good, he tempers it. If bad, he masters it.
The devil was in me that I could not leave off when I was winner.
But what is the end of ambition and avarice? We are but stewards of what we falsely call our own. All those things which we pursue with so much hazard, for which we break faith and friendship, what are they but the mere depositor of fortune, and not ours, but already inclining toward a new master? Now I will be hanged if Seneca himself was not given to gaming. Sir, don't you think this looks like a moral reflection after a loss? In my conscience, I'm half in the mind that he played away a mistress's picture, too.
Ha! Name it not, for if thou dost, I'll shake thee into atoms.
Shaking him.
Aye, sir, I've done. But, sir, this Seneca was a wondrous man. Was he ever in London, sir?
No, he lived at Rome. Not 1 in 10. Oh, wretched luck!
That's a long way off. I thought indeed was something made his morals so little-minded. Come, sir, courage.
Yes, I'll to the camp there in the service of my country, expiate my follies.
To the camp, sir? What do you mean? Bud, sir, go to Angelica this minute, and marry her out of hand. She does not know you have lost the picture, and when once she's secure, if she asks for it, stop her mouth with kisses, sir.
Well, I will go, if but to take my leave of her, for I much fear she'll read guilt in my face. This I resolve, whatever fate's in store, to touch the cursed infectious dyes no more.
Ay, stick you but there, and I warrant we prosper.
Scene: the Lady Wealthy's house. Enter Lady Wealthy. Mrs. Betty to her.
Madam, Mr. Lovewell to wait on your ladyship.
How shall I see him? Shame and confusion rises in my face. Yet it is not in my temper to own myself in the wrong. If he upbraids me, this is his last visit. Bring him up.
Enter Mr. Lovewell.
I suppose you come triumphant? But no, I give account of my actions to no man. Am free and will so remain.
'Tis my hard fortune still to be mistaken. My love's too blind to think you do amiss. I have since been with Valere, sworn to him the letter was a plot of mine, the hand and bill all counterfeit, to satisfy my jealous scruple. If there were affairs between ye, he believed it, and your honours free from all ill tongues, and the wretch doomed to be hated still. am come to take my everlasting leave.
Lady Wealthy, aside.
This generosity shocks me. Farewell. You have cleared me to your rival, but to yourself can say she was ungrateful and despised me. Love without esteem is a forced plant, and wants its root. Therefore my ill conduct parts us, and thank your generous carriage for this confession. Great spirits hardly yield themselves to blame.
Nor are you. I have not watched so many years your temper, each turn and sally of your mind, but I can judge it right. Honour is centred in your soul, nor would you wrong it in an essential part. All your little affectations are but the effects of your glass produces, which tells ye beauty like yours may take 10,000 liberties.
You have chose a cunning way to move my heart when I was armed with accusations to extenuate my faults. And if I could persuade myself to trust a man, I think it would be you.
Oh, cherish that kind opinion, and if ever you do repent it, proclaim me to the world a villain.
This I resolve in favour of your noble usage, to banish from my house that senseless train of fop admirers which I always laugh at, and only kept to feed my vanity.
On my knees I thank you, but do not dash my transports by delay. Your year of widowhood is just expired. Reward my constant love, and make me happy. A husband will fight the fool pretenders from approaching, and these fond arms secure you ever mine.
Bless me, is the man mad? Here would be a strange leap indeed, from mortal odds into matrimony. No, no, a little longer time must try you first.
If time be now required, you may defer my joys till age has strewed my head with hoary hairs. For from my very infancy I have adored you. 'Tis but a month ago when my auspicious stars inclined you to a fit of mercy. I flew, got a license, came with eager hopes, and you denied to see me. The same authority will do now, nor will I leave you till your hand is mine.
Enter Betty.
Betty, come to my aid. Here's an audacious man will marry me in spite of my teeth, this very instant.
Oh, madam, the luckiest moment in the world. I have been just looking on Ere Pater, and there's the happiest conjunction. And the chaplain sauntering about the gardens ready for employment.
Nay, look not back, your eyes consent, and I'll have no denial.
Well, this is the maddest thing.
The happiest thing. Thus, the wandering fair are by long courtships kind, and constant love does luckiest minutes find.
Excellent. Enter Angelica.
Lovewell and my sister? Happy pair! I am only cursed to a loose reprobate, whom no chance, no obligations can fix. I must resolve to blot him from my soul. But how hard it is to efface the first impression. Valere, if I can part with thee, mankind will be on the square. Thy uncle may succeed, old or young, for I shall never look with loving eyes again. Let me think. To lose my picture? Oh, unpardonable fault.
Enter Dorante and Mrs. Favourite at a distance.
Now, sir, is your time. She's hardly out of humour. I notice with Valere, for nothing else makes her so.
Madam, I hope you will pardon my intrusion, when 'tis to warn you of approaching danger. I can prove to you my nephew has broke all his oaths, and played with the veriest rakes the town affords in a public gaming house.
Malice, malice all.
As this is true or false, may I your love enjoy.
Suppose it true. Am I confined to make my choice in your family, or indeed to choose at all? Perhaps I'll never marry.
Oh, say not so. Let not so much beauty lose the end of its creation. You should bless the world with your increase.
Methinks you are too much in the wane to think of increase. However, I am yet resolved on nothing, and desire to be free from importunity.
Enter Valere and Hector.
'Tis well you are come. Your uncle has been using all his rhetoric to supplant you.
Hector, aside.
The day's our own. She's in a pure humour.
No clandestine dealings, uncle, I beseech you. Give me fair play and let the lady choose.
Angelica, aside.
With what assurance he approaches.
However her choice may go, I know who deserves her most. I'm no gamester, sir. Her peaceful hours of rest shall never be broke by me.
Hector, aside.
That I dare swear.
No reflections, sir, on former follies. You in your youth doubtless had your share, but now you are past them and only rail at what you can't enjoy. But I in my full strength and vigour give 'em over, resolving never to indulge the tempting vice again.
This you have often swore, and as often broke your vows.
I have, but 'tis not in the power of fate to make me do it again. And what's past this lady has forgiven.
To end your disputes, Mr. Durante, I'll now own to you that my heart has been long since given to Valere, and this morning I renewed my vows.
Oh, transport! Now, uncle, I hope you are satisfied.
No, sir, I am not satisfied, nor can I believe what she says real, without condemning her judgment.
A strange, positive old man, this. Valere, pray, clear his understanding. Show him the present I made you today. Then let him judge who I design my heart for.
Valere, aside.
What shall I say?
Oh, I'm thunderstruck.
Oh, spare his age, madam, I forgive him. He is my uncle, and I would not triumph. 'Twould make him mad should I produce the picture.
No, no, fear not. 'Tis rather charity. For since he refuses to believe my words, 'tis but reason he should have ocular demonstration.
He that doubts what's uttered by that tongue is unworthy of your farther care. Therefore pardon me, madam. A thing so sacred as your image never shall convince him.
Well hinted, in faith.
But when I desire it, methinks you should not refuse. Obedience becomes a lover.
Lost again.
You ever shall command me.
Feeling first in one pocket, then in the other.
Where did I put it?
Hector, lifting up his eyes. Angelica, aside.
I'm amazed at his impudence.
Bless me. Sure I did not leave it in the bed.
Valere, aside.
Which way shall I come off? Hector!
Hector, looking very simply.
Sir?
Did you not see a picture anywhere today?
A picture, sir?
Aye, a picture. What makes you look so, sirrah? I suspect your rogueship has done something with it.
Hector, trembling.
Oh, dear, sir.
Where is it? Speak, rascal, or I'll cut your ears off.
Draws.
Oh, sir, forgive me, and I'll tell you the whole truth.
Falls on his knees. Angelica, aside.
What means this fellow?
What will you tell me, sirrah?
Why, sir, fearing that your pocket might be picked, or your lodgings robbed, and you might lose the picture, and that, I thought, would break your heart, knowing how much you did esteem the piece, I took it, sir, to a famous painter of my acquaintance to have it copied, sir. That's all.
Angelica, aside.
A well-invented tale.
Fly, sirrah, and fetch it.
Slaps him on the back.
Yes, sir.
Going.
Oh, you may spare your pains, sir. The picture is already here.
Pulls it out.
Now, sir, do you blush?
Valere, aside.
I am amazed to think how she came by it.
Ruined past redemption. Oh. that such a complete lie should turn to no account.
Ungrateful man!
How's this?
Is this the price you set upon my favors? The sight of this would mind you of your duty. If I remember, those were your words. But I presume you meant it should remind you of a last stake. How have I been deceived? Is it possible thou couldst be so base to expose my picture at a common board amongst a crew of revellers?
Madam.
Be dumb, and make no impudent excuses.
Dorante sings.
Dole, dole, dairy dole, dairy dole.
Oh, madam, I shall not study to excuse myself. Only this, I am not guilty of all your charge, for there was none in presence when I lost it but the youth that won it, who had not lived to have brought it you, had not an unlucky chance prevented me.
Then, to conceal your treachery, you would have committed murder. Excellent moralist! But, sir, the privacy of the act you boast of does not in the least extenuate your crime. I told you whilst you kept that picture my heart was yours, but you grew weary of the trifle and restored it back. And now I have the liberty to give it to whom I please.
I hope you are satisfied now, nephew.
I am with everything this lady is pleased to inflict. I know she can use me no worse than I deserve. I own the foulness of my guilt, and will not hope for pardon.
Enter Sir Thomas Valere with a lawyer. Hector, aside to Valere.
Nay, then we are friendless indeed. Sir, shall I see what Seneca says upon this head?
Away, and plague me not. My father.
I am blessed beyond expression blessed. Madam, I wish you joy. My son, I have brought Mr. DeMr, the lawyer. I reserve but 500 a year for myself, and the rest is thine, boy. Full £2,000 per annum.
Sir Thomas, your words carry a meaning in them, which I am stranger to.
Meaning, madam? I hope, my son, and you understand one another's meaning. And I understand it too, madam. Come, Mr. DeMr, where are the writings of my estate? You shall make thee a swinging jointure, my girl.
You must pardon me, Sir Thomas. My mind's altered.
How? Did you not promise?
Suppose I did. When a man breaks all his oaths to me, I know no reason I should keep my word with him.
Hector, aside.
Ah, Hector, what will become of thee?
I understood these quarrels were made up, and as a token of your being reconciled, you made him a present of your picture.
True, and that's the thing that parts us.
What do you mean?
He gamed it away, brother. Now do you understand her?
Malice and marriage, brother, ill becomes your years. She does not mean it so.
Indeed, but I do.
Say you so, madam? Then I'll do you justice immediately.
Draws.
Sirrah, I've saved the hangman a labour. I will kill you, bastard.
Do kill me, sir. You shall find I will not vent one groan, for my soul has taken its flight already. My base ingratitude has deeper stabbed my heart than now your sword can do.
Say you so, sirrah? And I hope you'll live to want nothing, for I'll take care you shall have nothing to support your extravagance. Mr. DeMr, I desire to make my will this minute, and put the ungracious rogue down a shilling. Sirrah, I charge you never to come in sight of me or my habitation more. Nor, do you hear, dare to own me for your father. Go troop, sirrah. I shall hear of your going up Holborn Hill in a little time.
Hector, aside.
So, there's all my wages lost.
Angelica, aside.
Ah, This usage shocks me.
Sir, I promise you to obey you to a tittle, and this undutiful child shall never offend you with his presence more. You but enjoin, but I before had chose, for England now would be the worst of fates.
Angelica, aside.
My heart beats as if the strings were breaking.
Madam, there is but one request that I will make, then take my leave forever, and if you grant it not, I shall be so much more unhappy. My being disinherited weighs not a hair, compared with what I've lost in losing you, whom my soul prefers before all wealth, friends, or family. Then where should I ask pardon, but where I most have injured? Thus on my knees I beg you not to hate my memory, nor suffer the follies which I have now cashiered forever from my breast. But too late to drive my name, as distant as my body from you, sometimes vouchsafe to think on lost Valere.
There is nothing so indifferent but we think of it sometimes.
Sirrah, begone, I say.
Pushes him.
I have done. Now, madam, eternally adieu.
Shall I see him ruined? No, that would be barbarous beyond example. Valere, come back. Should I forgive you all? Would my generosity oblige you to sober life? Can you, upon honour, for you shall swear no more, forsake that vice that brought you to this low ebb of fortune?
Oh, let me fold thee in my repenting arms, and whisper to thy soul that I am entirely changed.
Embraces her.
Yes, my love, I swear the course of life that I've run hitherto is grown more hateful to me than toads or adders, and I would as soon keep those animals in my bosom, whose sting I know would kill me, as once indulge my former follies.
Then I am happy. No, I was the youth that won the picture, and you parted with it to myself.
I shall die with joy, that's certain.
Then I did not break my oath entirely. You were accepted, madam.
How lucky a turn is this? Madam, your example is too good not to be followed. Valere, I forgive thee, and confirm my first design. Bless you both. Now, brother, I hope you believe you can't get my boy's mistress from him. Ha!
Nor he shan't get a penny of my estate, brother. Remember that.
He wants it not.
Enter Lovewell and Lady Wealthy.
Ha! Who have we here? My Lady Wealthy and her old lover.
Wish me joy, friends, wish me joy.
With all my heart, for in my conscience thou deservest her.
I wish you joy, sister. Here, let all quarrels cease.
Salutes her.
I overheard your reconciliation, and I wish you the same.
Lovewell to Valerie.
Oh, my friend, sure never man was blessed like me.
Yes, I could boast a happiness beyond thee. I that merited her endless scorn am, by her sweet forgiving temper, raised to lasting joy.
Enter Marquis of Hazard.
I understand you are married, madam, and come to you with joy. I do it with a bon cœur, le diable on port.
Oh, Monsieur Marquis, I am infinitely obliged to you ever since your knight-errantry with Valere in defence of my honour.
A deuce of that unlucky story. No words on it now, madam, I beseech you.
How's that?
By the honour of France, I shall be discovered.
Enter Betty.
Madam, Mrs. Security has brought a pair of very fine diamond earrings to shew you. They were lost in pawn, she says, and therefore she can afford them at an extraordinary good pennyworth.
Bring her in.
Enter Mrs. Security.
Well, Mrs. Security, are they very fine ones?
As fine a pair as ever your ladyship saw in all your life, madam.
He gives her the earrings.
Bless me!
To the Marquis.
What do I see? My cousin Robin Skip? I'm glad to see thee with all my heart.
Do you know what you say, Mrs. Security? That is a French nobleman.
A nobleman? What? Do you think I don't know my brother's son?
A pox of such kindred. Now all will out.
Why, how long hast thou been in England, Robert? I heard thou wert footman to the Prince of Conti. Thy old master, Sir William, asks mightily how thou dost.
How's this? The Marquis of Hazard a footman?
Hector struts.
Brother, give me thy hand. Hold. Now I think on't, keep your distance, friend, for a valet de chambre is above a footman.
My footman, sir, will show you into the buttery. A horn of small beer may quench your thirst of honour.
This morning he boasted of his royal blood at my lodgings, but his cowardice confirmed me what he is.
He told me he was at your lodgings and presented you with a twig by the nose.
How, scoundrel, beneath my sword, and therefore take this.
Kicks him.
Very fine breeding, gentlemen, truly. Well, this is my maxim still. Who once by policy a title gains, merits above the fool that's born to means.
Exit.
'Tis dirtily done of you, Mr. Valere. So it is, to kick a man for nothing. His father, though I say it, was as honest a man as ever broke bread, and I could find it in my heart to—
No more of your noise. Wait without there.
Exit Mrs. Security.
Come, enough of this nonsense. Let's have a dance.
Now virtue's pleasing prospects in my view, with double care I'll all her paths pursue.
To Angelica.
And proud to think I owe this change to you, virtue that gives more solid peace of mind than men in all their vicious pleasures find, then each with me the libertine reclaim, and shun what sinks his fortune and his fame.
End of Act 5. The Epilogue. As one condemned and ready to become, for his offences past, a pendulum, does ere he dies bespeak the learned throng, then, like the swan, expires in a song. So I, though doubtful long, which not to choose, whether the hangman's or the marriage noose, condemned good people, as you see, for life, to play that tedious juggling game, a wife has but one word of good advice to say, before the doleful cart draws quite away. You roaring boys, who know the midnight cares of rattling tats, ye sons of hopes and fears, who labour hard to bring your ruin on, and diligently toil to be undone. Your fortune sporting footballs at the best, few are his toys, and small the gamester's breast. Suppose then fortune only rules the dice, and on the square you play, yet who that's wise would, to the credit of a faithless main, trust his good dad's hard-gotten, hoarded gain? But then such vultures round a table wait, and hovering watch the bubbles' sickly state. The young fond gambler, covetous of more, like Aesop's dog, loses his certain store. Then the sponge, squeezed by all, grows dry, and now, completely wretched, turns a sharper two. These fools, for want of bubbles too, play fair, and lose to one another on the square. So hoards the wealth from numerous culls they gleam, still spend on bullies, and grow poor again. This itch for play has likewise fatal been, and more than Cupid drawn the ladies in. 1,000 guineas for basset prevails, a bait when cash runs low, that seldom fails. And when the fair one can't the debt defray, in sterling coin does sterling beauty pay. In vain we labor to divert your care, nor song nor dance can bribe your presence here. You fly this place like an afflictious air to yonder happy quarter of the town. You crowd, and your own favorite stage dissound. We're like old mistresses, you love the vice, and hate us only 'cause we did once please. Nor can we find how else this we deserve, like Tantalus midst plenty thus to starve. End of epilogue. End of the Gamester by Susanna Centlivre.